Welcome to Reread. Boy, do I have a good one for you. We are now at Crimson Empire. Okay, this takes place after Empire's End. Even says that the Emperor's dead. Someone named Jax is in charge. He's a former royal guardsman, and we find out that he is someone who has betrayed the Emperor. He basically set up he made those clones faulty. He forced one of the people who worked in the cloning tanks to make them faulty clones so that the Emperor would die faster. And he was hoping that the rebellion would take him out so he could rise to power, because Jax has a little bit of force ability too. Now, he kills off all the royal guard except for one, and that is, of course, Kir Kanos. Kir Kanos is our hero. The whole time he's going around, there's these awesome battle scenes. One where he's taking out tons of stormtroopers, even shoots down a TIE fighter that's head straight for him. Really awesome stuff there. The artwork's really nice. Oh man, it's such a smooth read. And there's a reason people love Crimson Empire so much. Kir Kanos is a really good character. It kind of flashes back to him at the academy with a bunch of other royal guards in training. The first memory they show us is the best of the best isn't Kir Kanos and isn't Jax, it's someone else. And so Vader goes, "Here, fight me." And Vader kills him and says, "If that's the best you've got, you're not good enough to defend the Emperor." And then later on, I can't remember the other guy's name, and Kir Kanos, and they're going to see the Emperor, and they think they're both getting promoted. And yes, the Emperor did have 2 positions open, but one has just recently been filled, so now he only has 1 left. And they give them both weapons and go, fight. You know, fight to the death. Of course, Kir Kanos is going to win, and Darth Vader, to teach him a lesson so he doesn't get cocky, slashes his face, which is how Kir Kanos has a scar. He got it from Darth Vader. Now, the whole time, Kir Kanos is the last royal guardsman alive, and he has one mission, and that is to kill Jax. You know, that's it. In fact, when the rebels bring him in, there's a rebel called Tim who brings him in. You think Tim's a friend, but he's actually a traitor from the Empire. He's trying to make Kir Kanos look like the traitor to get the heat off him. Eventually, later on at the end, the rebels do find out that Tim is the traitor, and they kill him. They kill the New Republic kills their traitors. But I actually like that. I thought it was fair because Tim led to the death of several people by snitching on them where the secret base was. Anyway, Kir Kanos, of course, is going on a mission to take off Jax. Jax is trying to find him. He captures Mirth, who was the head of that rebel cell, tortures her, and finally gets the truth from her to where Kir Kanos is, travels to that planet for a final showdown with Kir Kanos. Now, he lets Mirth go, but gives the command. How he tortured her was basically just shooting the planet, letting a Death Star shoot down the planet, destroying her people, and that's what forced her. It was straight out of A New Hope. And he goes, "Okay, good, thank you. We will go to Young Kor. But now, finish bombarding the planet." "What? You promised?" "No. I said you would live. They will die." And so he lets her go. I get it. It's supposed to be a Moff Tarkin moment. Got it. Either way, it doesn't really ruin it for me, but it was just totally ripped off of New Hope. And kind of, not to bag on Randy Stradly that much, but there's a little bit of a limited imagination with Stradly. At least in the first one I noticed with that. Because there's a few other things that are just kind of, like, how did Jax rise to power so soon? I mean, yeah, he's one of the Imperial Guardsmen, and they said he's been setting up this betrayal for so long, but that's all we got. It's that he's been moving pieces in place for a long time. Okay, what makes him savvy? What makes him... All he is a traitor. That's all we basically know about him. Now, maybe we don't need to know anything else about him because Kir Kanos is the one we're keeping up with, but still, Jax's character, when you look at it overall, you don't see his past unless he's part of Kir Kanos' past. So he's kind of an empty, he's a non-fleshed out enemy in this one. Now at the end, General Antilles comes, and he's commanding the Lysanka, and for some reason Rogue Squadron is flying V-Wings, and I believe it looks like E-Wings, but they're V-Wings, and they're flying B-Wings too, and I'm like, when did they ever do this? It felt out of character for Rogue Squadron not to be flying their X-Wings, and again, that just isn't explained. I guess Randy Stradly thought, wouldn't it be cool if they're flying B-Wings? I guess, but why? And the B-Wing is a lot harder to drive. It's different steering mechanisms, different methods of driving. Did the Rogues pick it up and just learn it for the past year or a couple months so they could get good at this? Why B-Wings? those are the questions going through my mind that weren't just really answered. Now, it does mention a little bit from Empire's End, and now I forgot to mention this. The Galaxy Gun did get destroyed. I don't know if I mentioned that on my last review, but the Galaxy Gun did get destroyed, and so there are no super weapons. And you do know, they do mention that even their Super Star Destroyer was captured by the Rebellion, which is the Lysanka. So they're really hurting on super weapons. But Jax doesn't need that. Jax just thinks, we just need to focus on what we have here and yada, 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 whatever. Given the old Empire morale boost speech or whatever. It ends with Jax and Kir Kanos fighting it off, dueling. It's really great. Kir Kanos just wants him dead. He says, but no, spare me, Jax, or join me, and you can have a seat on the council. He went, the council are a bunch of traitors too. In fact, they're next to die. Now, I missed that sentence the first time I read it. So that means they did have an idea for Crimson Empire 2, because obviously that's what Crimson Empire 2 is about, but I didn't realize that they planted that line in there. There is a good line here. The rebels show up, Mirth and her little Trashonian second in command. I can't think of his name right now. But anyway, they show up and they want to capture Jax. Keep him alive so they can interrogate him. Kir wants to kill him. So when Kir has him down and is about to defeat him, Jax says, wait, your friends want to keep me alive. And Kir goes, they're not my friends. And when he goes to kill him, the Trashonian jumps in front to try to save Jax, and he dies. Kir goes on ahead and kills him, and then Kanos goes ahead and kills Jax, and then walks away. And he goes, look, and Mirth's all mad at him. Why did you do that? Why did you kill him? He just wanted to save him. We just wanted to, interrogate him. He went, look, I told you, we're not friends. I'm here to kill him. We were allies because we had the same goal for a minute. He said, but you're not my friends. We're not working for the same thing. My goal was to kill him. It's a shame your buddy got in the way, but he died a warrior's death. Well, as he goes away, Mirth vows revenge on him, which I'm sure we're going to see more of in Crimson Empire 2. But other than that, what did I think about this comic book series? It's excellent. It's excellent. Like I said, great artwork, great cover art by Dave Dorman. In fact, Dave Dorman's first cover, that must be in the all-time great covers ever. Well, I can't think of a cover I like more. And there's a lot of good Dave Dorman covers, but this has got to be the best one. But the artwork inside was good. The story is, I know I kind of made fun of Randy Stradly a little bit, but the story is really smooth. And it's just a fun one to read. Now, does it need sequels? Well, we'll find out next time.